What up, y'all? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered.
What's up? What's up? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered.
It's your girl Shireal here.
And you know the one and only Henry.
And Ray.
I don't know why
Ray.
they came out like that, but you know what it is.
That was a bit much.
That was a bit much. It's all right. I like being extra sometimes.
Yeah, we know. I'm happy to be back in the building. What's the look for?
Yeah, we know.
Because you
don't
are.
be giving me all of that.
You're Mr. OD. Everything you do is over the
I
top.
actually like that name.
Mr. OD.
That's my new moniker, Mr. OD.
Why?
Because you gave it to me.
But I didn't mean it in the way that I don't know how you took it.
But see, you can give me something, I can just mold it and shape it into something great.
Okay.
Okay. Why you sound look like Craig Mama from Friday?
Henry, please.
Okay.
No, for real though. You're so over the top with every single thing. Like, I just can't even understand how you make the smallest thing.
At least I'm consistent.
Oh yes, that is correct.
If it wouldn't be me if I wasn't over the top.
You're right. So that's his new name, y'all. Mr. OD. Mr. OD is in the building. That's how I'm gonna start introducing you.
Shut up.
It's your girl Shireal here with Mr. OD.
You know it. Here we go.
Yo, so let's talk about, and y'all gonna be like, Shireal, we did this before, but I gotta bring it back because I had a conversation today, and I'm really interested because it went a different way than I would normally take it. So let's talk about roles in your marriage.
Okay.
All right. So this week, I've had the opportunity to have some time off. So I've been really kind of able to, I don't want to say be a stay-at-home mom but I guess at least feel like what it feels like to be a stay-at-home mom, right? So I think what people don't realize about the whole stay-at-mom role, I guess, is, at least, and I'm speaking specifically from my experience that I had this week, right? There's a whole nother level of what happens by being a stay-at-home mom. It's not just about not working, because you are working. Let me just make that very clear. It's a job, right? It's not just about not reporting to someone else's job, because you have a role and you have a job, right? But it's also about being able to take care of yourself and being able to take care of your family. Like, what I realized this week was, when I go and report into my job, right, I am on their time. I am in that time dedicating myself emotionally, myself physically. I'm sacrificing things that I typically wouldn't sacrifice had I not been kind of chained to that role for that amount of hours. And so by the time the end of the day comes, I've bent myself so far back. I've shut my mouth. I've agreed to things I probably necessarily don't 100% agree with. I've turned off my emotions because women are just not allowed to be emotional at work. I've held my tongue. I've made sure I met deadlines. I've appeased people. I spoke the right way. I did all these things for all this amount of time throughout my day. So by the time my family comes home, I'm spent. Not only do I not have, whatever I have left, I have to dedicate to my children. And then hopefully I can give my husband a percentage of that. There's zero time for me left. So then I hear people say oh, well, the answer to that is get up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. Okay. Well, that sounds incredible for those of you who are down with that type of thing. But I'm already getting up at, the latest I'm getting up at 6:05. That is the absolute latest I can get up in the morning. right? Because I got to get my kids out to school. So let's just tack another hour onto that because I've done that. I've tried the 5 a.m. crew thing and it's cool. But then that doesn't negate the rest of my day,
Mm.
right? Then I
Okay.
still have to go into the rest of my day and do all the things, right? And so then by the time nighttime comes, I don't even know who I am. I don't even know who Shireal actually is because all I have done is give all of me to everything but me.
Mm. It's very interesting. I want to kind of go back. You started the topic with the roles in a marriage, and so you've had to play a role in essentially on your job of somebody you don't want to play. Because it sounds like you have to conform to be somebody that you don't really want to be. You know what I mean?
I have to do a lot of things. I have to
And
really, I don't know, conform is the right way, but I definitely have to maneuver and adjust to
okay,
make sure that I do what I got to do to keep my job, right?
I think we
right?
all do at one point. Like you got to kind of
Right. But so I
play
guess,
possum to, in a sense.
mhm. But when I'm talking about roles, right, I'm saying with the experience I've had this week, what happened was I saw that like there was a day. Remember we was running a little behind, and when I you said, "Oh dang, I forgot my lunch. I'm hungry."
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, "Yo, let me make my husband a lunch and bring it to him."
By the way, you didn't let me. I was gonna bring that up
Oh,
anyway.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No,
But
you go.
finish.
I'll tell you how I felt about it once you go.
Okay. So yeah, we were driving to work. I'm being dropped off to work, right? Um, I don't know why, but I seen the baby boy scene when Jody dropped off Yvette to work, and I like the reverse role. Never
Oh my
mind, you'll get
god.
it.
Oh my
Yeah, I was
god.
being dropped off, right?
That's a whole nother story,
Yeah,
but
that's a whole nother
just
story.
go
Y'all. I'm a
ahead.
movie buff, y'all, so I relate a lot of my experiences to movies and talk through movies. If you know, you just know, right? Like,
Right.
if you understand that, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I was hungry and I was like, dang, I didn't get no breakfast. We were rushing. And I just said it out loud, not knowing, not thinking that Sherelle was listening pretty much, but I was like, I was gonna stop and I was like, nah, let me just get to work early like I normally do, clocking early, bomb, get to moving. I'm working. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna eat because I only have like a canteen of water in the refrigerator, and
Lord.
I'm hangry, y'all, like hungry. And when I get hungry, you talking about like a Snickers, dude? Like them Snickers commercials don't do no justice. And she walks in, hi, and I was like, "What's up?" Like, hey, had a nice little big old what them things called lunch bag. Now this was new, full of snacks, full of goodies, full of food, and I was like, that thing touched my heart so much, y'all. I was like, I called her. I was like, yo, girl, I'm gonna just tell you right now, Friday, you about to get the check. Like
Get that
you,
anyway.
you. One thing about me, I'm simple. But if you treat me good and you let me know I'm appreciated, that go a long way with me. You'll get the world. I give you the world, the sun, the moon, the stars, everything, girl.
Oh Lord.
But no, but that I think that all goes back to what Sherelle was saying about like playing the role, having the opportunity to be like a stay-at-home mom for the week and seeing the difference and working all day and not having time for anything and then having time for any and everything and making your own schedule. What's the difference like? Do you feel like you is it good or bad? Like what's the pros, what's the cons of that?
It's great. And that's honestly going to be very hard for me to find a con. Um,
Really?
when I'm, let's just bringing it back to why I even mentioned roles. So in this space, right? I've got to
Mm-hmm.
let's use that lunch example.
Okay.
I was able to factor you in. I had that availability, that the ability to factor you in, Whereas had I been working, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So let me just give y'all a little inside scoop of my job. I mean, my day that day. So I woke up, we got the kids ready. We was a little bit behind schedule, so we get the kids to school. I drop Henry off. I hit the gym. I go to the gym. I'm doing my stretches and all of the things. I have something
She
going
getting that
on.
body right for
No,
me.
I'm going to the gym, but see, even the gym is not about getting my body right now. It's just about mentally being able to focus on me and taking that time to just feel good. And one thing I've always told Henry is when I go to the gym in the morning, it just changes how my day looks. And so I've been just trying to do that, even if it's like the simplest thing, like walking on a treadmill, or I just want to feel good. I want to start off and feel good. So I went to the gym, then I went to physical therapy. And then on my way back, I'm like, Henry said he was hungry this morning. Let me make my husband something to eat. So this is all before 10 o'clock in the morning. So before 10 o'clock, I had already took care of my children, took care of myself. And now it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning, and I still have time to factor my husband in. And it doesn't feel like it feels like something I want to do and I'm excited to do. So like when you called me, it was funny. It was like, you put love into this lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, but I had the ability to do that. And I'm not taking away, and I'm sure there's women who are like have way more superpowers than I do, and they can do it all. They can work 50 hours a week and they can take care of 5 kids, and then they could come home and be the super wife. That's not how I am. I don't know. I have some of those abilities, obviously, because we do maintain a pretty good home and all those things.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is the feeling that I had in just being able to do it out of the love and do it because I wanted to and because you deserve it and because I wanted you to make you smile, and
What you did.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't get that ability all the time because I have something else that I'm married to, essentially, which is my job.
Do you think that opportunity to do what you did, is that a role that you see yourself going into in the future? Or do you see yourself going
have
back?
To be very careful about
back.
that answer. So I do very well at my job, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do very well. Meaning I do like what I do. I went to school for it, and I'm doing the work that I actually went to school for, and
that's rare.
That's
for anybody.
I'm very fortunate to be able to do that, and I have a lot of flexibility. So I'm not saying, and with all these great things that I'm saying about my job, I'm saying being able to see this other side of things also, though, it makes me look at things differently, and it gives me a different lens on how, if the opportunity came, like, because I used to always say I would never leave my job. I religiously said that. But
yeah, you used to always say that.
Just looking at the way things are now, if given the opportunity to do this full time or like supplement that income and still, because what we do, I still get to project manage. Like all of this is still, like I still get to do it. And this is what I love and what I'm passionate about. So if given the opportunity to live the week that I live this week, yes, I 100% would do that.
Okay.
And so here's the thing. So I was talking to my friend about it, right? And she was saying, she really said some really deep stuff. She said, it really gives you the opportunity to be a woman, to be like feminine. And I know I could potentially get dragged for what I'm saying right now, but it is what it is. Like that femininity, like you don't really get to have it at work either. At least I'm just in the corporate world. You don't get to be emotional. You don't get to, like, you gotta, here's the assignment, do the job, don't cry about it. I don't want too much back and forth about it. Like if somebody hurts your feelings or say something sideways, you gotta suck it up and keep it moving. Like you don't get the ability to like process be feminine, say how things made you feel. Like it's a man's world. So taking a step out of that and being able, I get the ability to like feel like making my husband lunch and doing it and accepting how that makes me feel and him feel. And I get the ability to go take a walk and and listen to worship music and be in that moment. Like, so it's there's this spiritual element of it that I
Okay.
think that
Take us there. Take us there.
there's this spiritual component where you really do just get to take care of yourself.
So I think I believe, not I think, I believe when you come to the realization of self love is a necessity for you to grow and for you to develop as a person, as a wife, as a husband, as whatever, it unlocks like a new level of joy. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because the way you're talking to me now is like, now that you've understood what you can do and what you can become, it's like, oh, I like this version of Shireal.
I do.
Like, I'm a worker. I like the worker Shireal, da da da. But I like this new Shireal who does not have to work if I don't want to, who can follow my dreams and take care of my family and be in my femininity. You know,
Yeah.
it's just the thing is this: do you want to stay there or do you want to go back and give up on your dreams? This is the thing. About giving them dreams. I was at work today and I was talking to my team, one of my guys, maintenance super, and we were talking, have a conversation, and I told him, I said, man, I got a project coming on. He was like, oh, what's up? What's up? Because he's like the guru of carpentry. And I'm telling him, and I'm like, all right. And then I asked him a question about how to build something. He was like, oh, you do this, this, this. And I was like, why are you doing this work? I was like, what are your dreams? Like, did you just give them up and just decide to work? He was like, that's a tough question. And I think it hit him like he really kind of like not gave up on himself, but just followed suit. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to be an employee. And then that's it. And not really go into my dreams and allow myself to reach my potential, my purpose. Mm-hmm. And I think you telling us today and the people, like you getting to that point where you're reaching your purpose. It's not work. It's purpose.
Yes, but I wasn't even going in that direction. You're kind of bringing up purpose. I was just saying
He kind of like not gave up on himself, but just
it's which helps to then take care of you and our children better. That's what I meant. Beyond your purpose. And that is a part of who I am, my purpose, right? So I think that's the big picture. The big picture is self-love, self-care. Like, and having the ability to do that, and then what that does, how that translates into the rest of your life and your family.
I like that. Self-love, self-care.
Yeah. So y'all, the moral of the story is take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself.
So you can take care of your spouse.
And your family.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That's our time. Thank you for listening. Catch us on May 17th at EJ's Soul Food and Vegan Restaurant in Gastonia, North Carolina. If you're in the area at 4:00, be happy to see you out there. But until next time, check out marriageunmastered.com for everything Henry and Shireal, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.